All right, we're back with the working on the cross member, the rear cross member on the 2500 Chevrolet. That's a pretty big cross member, a little bit heavy. The one I had here wasn't in terrible shape, but figured while I was here and had the bed off, I might as well do it. So anyway, I didn't really show much of taking it off. I think I kind of showed a couple pieces of me cutting it, so on and so forth. But anyway, getting ready to set the new one in here. I am not sandblasting my frame. I'm not restoring this truck. I'm merely trying to get it back to where I can use it for hopefully up to another 5 years, and then maybe get something else. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and place this new cross member in here. Now it looks like we're going to have to do, like I've seen quite a few others do, I'm going to have to try to spread this frame a little bit to get it in there and get it lined up. So, we'll be right back. Well, that kind of sucks. That's all right. We can make this work. We'll just come on the back half here. That should line it up pretty close right there. Looks like. Alrighty. So, give you all this hardware here. Bolt everything on. Alrighty, as you can see, we've got the rear cross member in, shock on. So we'll see what we're going to do next here is we're going to take some of this Rust-Oleum, rusty primer, and I'm going to go ahead and do some of this, paint some of this frame, inside of that frame, and we're going to let it dry. We're going to come back tomorrow and then we're going to spray all this black up to, probably do up to about right here. Because I figure there's no sense getting up in there. We got to cut all that one out yet. So we're going to work on doing that a little while. This is where a lift would definitely help. And in reality, the frame on my truck here is not all that bad. Just scaly. It says put this stuff on thick. So that's what I'm working on doing here. Like I said, from there forward, ain't no sense doing any of that right now because that's all gonna get heated up, cut out of there because I got another piece to put in there yet. So, just working on what I can get to right now. All right, hey everybody, we're back here in the garage with the pickup kind of sort of restore, working on the frame. We did a bunch of work yesterday and I did not get no video. I just basically forgot to bring the camera down and tore into it and got this cold, wasn't feeling the greatest, so I never bothered getting the camera. Plus, I don't know, the other night, there's a little piece that I captured on the other GoPro with me using a plasma cutter for the first time. So it actually, I have heard some people say that the sparks and arc and stuff like that can screw these GoPros up. I don't know. I've seen a lot of videos, people welding, but not 100% sure. So anyway, so I decided to bring it down, kind of play a little catch up on where we're at and what the plans is today. Father-in-law should be here anytime. Planning on getting this welded up. We got it mocked in place for the most part. So got to work on that a little bit. Get it welded in over here. I don't even know where I left off last, but the front cross member has been in for a couple weeks. This one's been in probably about 3 or 4 days. I started painting up the frame and stuff with some of this stuff here that has been highly recommended by people to stop the rust and be able to paint over it. So working on some of that. Got all kinds of welding rods here. Old welder was given to me a long time ago. I'm not really a welder, but it's nice to have it here. And the father-in-law, he's been using that. My brother was kind enough to drop off his Lincoln MIG welder. And probably gonna use that a little bit today. But the project at hand is to get this welded in. And then the other project I'm probably gonna start working on right now is the fuel pump. Well, let me show you it sitting outside here. That thing was just trashed. Still worked, but it was just trashed. Here it is. Look at the top of that thing. It just, trying to take the lines off of it, it just disintegrated. So anyway, I'm going to work on doing that. In this box here, there's a couple new components that go across here, some wires that are brittle. Fuel tank, going to, it's fairly clean. Let me see if I can stick you guys in there. I don't know if it's going to show upside down or not, or if it flipped, but there's some dirt down in there. I think it's fairly clean up this way, but we're going to try to get that little bit out of there. I'm going to work on dropping that fuel pump down in there, putting on these couple of lines. Hopefully we get that welded in there today. We can situate the fuel tank back up in there. I got new straps. They're sitting in the pickup. I actually have underneath the fuel pump here, this is a Delphi fuel pump. I went through Dorman and I got new, I can get it open here. Got new lines in here for the engine back. So all that's going to go in. Got a new gasket there. So don't know what all will get knocked out today, but that's the plan. And after that, I'm going to work on, I was debating whether to keep this hitch or not, receiver, because it is showing a little residual rust and stuff there, but it's still pretty solid. I don't, at this point, pull anything real heavy, and even if I do get something like a camper toy hauler, it's probably only gonna be 10,000 pound at most. So, I'm gonna put that back on there. I got a little sandblaster. I'm gonna try to blast that off a little bit, paint it up, make it look a little better. Plan is to replace that bumper, and I think I'm going to go with, I've seen a lot of people using the 2014 to 18, I think it is, bumpers that has the steps on the side. Apparently it'll bolt right up. Now I don't know if the wiring harness will go right into it for the trailer. I need to investigate that a little bit further.
But then after that, while the bed's off of it, if I got the resources to do so, we'll try working on this right here. The other side's not near as bad. Try to get these cab corners knocked out. And this rocker here don't look bad at all, but if you rub your hand down across there, there's a couple bubbles. And we'll walk outside here and I'll show you the bed situation. So, again, I'm not really trying to restore this truck. I'm just trying to bring it back to where I can afford to run it, or not afford, but where I can run it and be a reliable truck for another few years, because I just can't afford a new one right now. But anyway, here's the bed that was on the truck. Y'all probably thinking to yourself, looking at it, don't look bad, and it don't. See a little rust right here. And over on the other side, it's already poking through. See? But if you can see that floor there, that floor is terrible. If you look at the bed rails underneath there, they're just going. They're totally going. So, I bought this bed here a couple of years ago. I never got around to putting it on. And it was laying upside down, and Mr. Tree right there decided to fall down, and that poison ivy vine hit the edge of it right here. Now let me see if I can lift this up and show you what we're talking about here. So, I got this bed. I redid all these bed rails. They all look pretty good. Still today, that was probably 2-3 years ago. Well, it's been at least 2 years ago, because I have this garage. And right in there where my finger's at, if it, the camera's always off, but right in that general area right there was a maple tree. And I used that maple tree and a winch, or a hoist, I should say, to lift the bed up, hold it up, so I could do all this work. Now, looks like I got a little bit creeping in right here, so probably gonna have to readdress that. But anyway, what has happened is this thing was laying upside down, and that tree fell down on it right here and crushed it up right there. And I guess maybe you can see it. Knock some of them spot welds apart. Now, father-in-law's idea is this. Take my blue bed there and cut this part out up to here, and because that part on my bed's in pretty good shape on the blue bed, and weld it in. You can see up through there, it ain't terrible. I mean, it is right there in that corner, but we be coming this way of that, so I don't know. Don't know if we're gonna do that or not. I may just go try to find a rust-free bed, because there is a little bit of damage down here too. There were some spots here, it wasn't rusted, like they might have hit something tore it. And there's some scratches on it down here. So by all means, not perfect, but pretty rust-free. Would probably last the life of the truck yet. So, not exactly sure what I'm gonna do yet. Oh, in case you guys noticed that center cross member cutout, they had apparently had a gooseneck. They put a gooseneck hitch on there and cut it out. Not real crazy about that being cut out because you lose a little bit of stability in the center of the bed. So what I may end up doing is finding another bed and just put it on, because obviously I'm gonna have to send it for paint. The unfortunate part is this truck is the Arrival Blue. And from my understanding, the Arrival Blue was only used in the Silverado line for 2 years. 2 years only. They came out with another Arrival Blue, I think in '08 or somewhere around there, with the newer body style. But it's a pearl or something, or vice versa. It's a little bit different. The collar's a little bit off. So it's really hard to find a collar match bed. So again, I probably could sell both them beds, or even make a trade somewhere, you know, trade. I know some people take the old beds and then they recycle them or whatever, and you know, that's what they do. There's a bunch of people around here that's hauling rust-free beds out of the South now. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at right now. We're going to go in here and get busy with this fuel tank here. So appreciate y'all hanging out and checking out the, I don't really know what to call it, refurbish this truck.